All right.
You go first.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna go over. Looks like Sherwood Strickland Group in Wilmington, North Carolina. So let me. This is the way I look at every Facebook page, Chris. When I'm doing any type of analysis, I don't even go to the page. The first thing I go to,
The first post.
not even the first post.
No?
I scroll down and I look at info and ads. That's the first. I do it every single time. So like, because here's the thing, guys. No one's visiting your Facebook page. The percentage of people who experience your brand via going to your page is probably less than 0.05%. The vast majority of exposure, impressions, engagement you're going to get is in the feed. And if you're not advertising, you're not reaching consumers. Now, Chris has some amazing stats about Instagram, about how stories are overtaking the news feed. Chris, in Facebook, it's pay to play. And let's not be confused by that. I think the stats around organic reach on Facebook are so abysmal and pathetic that when you hear them, you're like, why would I even post without putting it behind a budget? So when I click on info and ads, the first thing I see is they literally have no ads running. So that's a huge red flag for me. Guys, if you're going to be running ads on Facebook, you have ads that you're going to run that are going to be 7 days, 14 days, things that you're promoting like a listing, might be only a few days, or an article you wrote that's a little more evergreen. But you should, at the very minimum, have some like ongoing retargeting ads running, something that's promoting your reviews, something that's promoting getting your home's value.
Well, Jimmy, I just want to stop you there. I actually don't think most of the people watching know what you just did. I'm not sure that they knew you could do that. So let me just make sure we don't miss that point. Guys, you can go to any Facebook page now and you can click on the info and ads tab. And you can see every ad any page is running at any time. That is a game changer, Jimmy. Like, if you want to know what Compass's strategy is, go look at their info and ads tab.
Yeah.
If you want to know how Zillow's trying to capture seller leads right now, go click on their info and ads tab.
Yeah.
If you want to see how Curator does marketing and ads, go click on our info and ads tab. So that's a great point, because here's what I would do. If I'm advertising on Facebook and I'm up against this team for a listing, I'm pulling this up at the listing presentation and I'm saying, hey, I want to show you the difference between our ads and theirs.
Yeah. Yeah, and if I were to critique their particular page, I actually like the featured image they have here. Experts representation where experience is a difference. Like, I think they probably, if they're using that often enough, it's a little bit more of a mouthful. But as long as they're using it often enough, they're using some nice design here with this video in the background. I actually dig that. But let's jump over to the home and we'll review some of their recent posts, because I think it's if they're not running ads, that's the first thing. It's big and obvious. And to Chris's point, every Facebook page, every brand, you now can analyze their ads. One thing I'll give you guys a bit of a pro tip on, I would go outside of the real estate industry. Find some inspiration from other brands outside of Zillow, outside of, homes.com or Purple Bricks, or you name it. Go out there and find some non-real estate consumer brands that are actually selling high-end luxury products, because that's going to be much more relevant to what you guys are looking to do if you're looking to basically be creative. Okay, so the first post here, all right. So I got a lot of problems with this one, Chris. Well, first off, if you notice, the first post is from November 13th, 2018. Okay, so how often should you be posting to Facebook? I don't know if you got the exact number, but it sure as hell is a lot more than back in November, every 3 months or 4 months. When you look at this particular ad, there's several things wrong with it, or this particular post. The first thing is that you have way too much text on the image, so your chances of running of an ad are going to basically be immediately denied or suppressed, because you're breaking that 20% rule. The second thing that you're doing here is you're linking directly to Zillow's website. So Chris, what other, or who else is on Zillow's website?
Right. Every other agent in the country.
Every other agent in the country. So wait a second, let me understand this correctly. You're promoting to your fans, your network, the people who live in your local area, to a website in which every other agent that's local to you is also going to be represented. To me, that's insane. And I realized they were like, hey, I've got this great review. I got 130 reviews. That's amazing. Okay, I love that. I love that you're trying to promote reviews. But the angle is you're driving them to a website in which it promotes other real estate agents. You now own the messaging and you own the channel. So why are you giving that thing up? The second thing they're doing here, Chris, is that this is a sort of you look at the text here on the title, Sherwood Strickland Group, Wilmington, North Carolina Real Estate. So there is, to write a great ad, there needs to be this. You've actually mentioned this perfectly with stories. There needs to be this sort of through line. What's the connection? The copy has to match the call to action, which has to match the ad, which has to match the destination in which you're driving. All of that is basically broken apart here. So I hope you guys got some takeaways from that one. I'll go one more, Chris, before I pass it to you here.
Yeah.
Okay. They're just sharing links. There's no likes, no comments, no shares. They're linking again to what appears to be a different website, Simplify the Market. Now it has his branding there, which is a little bit better than the Zillow link there that you shared. But like, you have to get in the mind of the consumer and ask, why should I click on this ad? And I said this on a previous water cooler. You're competing against their grandmother. You're competing against the products they love. You're competing against sort of the newsjacking event of the day. Like, you have to have, like, our favorite line from Matthew Shadbolt, stopping power. There's no stopping power here. So I'm going to stop there, Chris. I think generally speaking, if you're not running ads, you need to. Facebook's pay to play. If you're going to run any type of ad campaign, you have to be consistent with it. And finally, number 3, when you're creating any type of campaign, think about the copy, think about the image, think about the call to action, think about the destination driving people to. You have to get in the mind of the consumer, because when they see this ad, there's no other compelling reason for them to click through, and they don't know what to do next.
Agreed. Yeah, there's a lot of other stuff we could say there, but I think you basically said it all. I definitely like that they had the video and the cover pic.
Yep.
But like, I was kind of digging that teal kind of blue color. And then as soon as the Zillow post was black, it kind of lost me again.
Yeah, you said that perfectly before when you were talking about the importance of having sort of a style guide or brand kit. Is like, if you're promoting yourself across Facebook, Instagram, email, your website, Twitter, IGTV, if you're getting on Spotify with your, like, you have to have some type of continuity between the colors and the fonts you use. If you don't, you're basically going to end up confusing the customer, and confused people don't buy. So Chris, I'll transition to you on this one to keep it rolling. We have the Sure Sales Group in Sure Baltimore. Okay. Yeah, the first thing I like about what they're doing is that I love that they have the video cover pic. That's actually something a lot of people still haven't done yet, Jimmy. They haven't actually gone into their cover pic and added a video. I love how they have their domain name on the video. They actually put some effort into promoting the video. Yeah.
So I think they're doing a good job. The first thing I'm going to do, because you did it, is I'm going to click info and ads, and they have some ads running.
Good.
Okay. So that's a big deal. Now, as we know, if you look at that first ad, Jimmy, because they're giving the exact location in the ad, and because they're giving the price, unfortunately, they're actually not going to get a lot of clicks on that ad. Because what somebody's going to do is they're going to, like, just do this in real time, Jimmy. Highlight the address, just highlight 1158 Carroll Street and copy it, and then go in a new tab and paste it. I just want people to see what people do. What's the number 1 result when you do that, Jimmy?
Redfin.
What's the number 2 result when you do that?
Zillow.
Okay. So back to your point earlier, if we go back to the page, where are you trying to send people? Because as soon as you give them the address, they're out. So that's a big part of it. Now, so it's a good thing they're running ads. Yeah. It's a bad thing they're giving away too much information in the ads. I like that they're running a lot of video ads, Jimmy. If you go down, there's a lot of video ads running. I like that they're using emojis in a lot of these posts. I think they're doing a good job there. But the other thing is, look at that second one. Look at the one. Actually, I'm sorry, Jimmy. I know we're not on the same exact page here. Go to the go down to the third ad where it says coming soon, 831 Milton.
Yep, I got it pulled up.
You see that?
Yep.
This is a mistake I see happening a lot on Facebook posts and pages. See how there's 2 calls to action? See how they're saying schedule a tour today, check out all homes here. Okay. It isn't that you can't do that, but the problem is that you really don't have people's full attention when they're on social media. So we believe that for every 1 post, there should be 1 primary call to action.
Yeah.
As soon as you get people 2 paths, sometimes they don't take either. So I would recommend that. And like, what is your goal? If your goal is to get the tour scheduled, go for it. The reason there's 2 calls to action, Jimmy, is because they know that people won't schedule a tour from an ad. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody's going to click schedule a tour from that ad and book an appointment with you.
What do you think about the call to action, schedule a tour? Like, do you think that's like, so let's say they actually didn't give away the address, they didn't give away the price. When you get down to the call to action, what is the language you would use there to actually get someone to click through?
Yeah, well, I don't mind schedule a tour, schedule a showing. What I would do is create a little bit of an urgency. I would say, a property like this currently is selling in less than this many days. So if you'd like to see it, click here. There's no urgency. There's no scarcity. Let's go back to their wall, though. Go back to their homepage there. I'm trying to find their reviews, Jimmy. Do you see reviews anywhere?
Yeah, I do. It's a second tab right below home.
Okay. That's really weird. On my screen, it does not say that. Maybe it's because I don't like their page yet. Let me try that.
It might just be Facebook testing something, because Facebook has like 7,000 versions of Facebook at all times.
Well, here's where I'm going to go, and I want everybody to go here for their own page. You got to go to your About tab. Go to the About tab, Jimmy. They're doing a great job with that. You know, look at that nice little story they added. A lot of people forget to do that. They've got their team members there. They've got a way to email them or click over to their website. Like they've got the map completed. They've got the ability to click and send them a message through Messenger. Like in all honesty, a lot of these things people do truly miss when they're setting up their page. Those are the stuff people trip past. Yeah,
what's interesting too, Chris, is if you actually search their brand, and this is what I think what you pointed out, which is so true, is that if you search their brand and you do everything you just said, is that when you Google it, the second option is Facebook. Because Facebook's able to recognize that you're talking about the same company, and you guys can see, like, first off, it's ranking above Zillow. That's important to mention, and you can see it has all the reviews there, which is a pretty compelling, like, zero moment of truth. Like, yeah, this is a legit brand with legit reviews, and obviously is doing some good work there.
Yeah, Jimmy, do me one more favor. Copy the end of their URL. Sure, Baltimore. And I want you to go to the end of their the end of their Facebook URL. And I want you to go to a website for me to show the audience called Likealizer. Okay. If you go to likealizer.com, you guys, and you actually put in your information. Oh, Jimmy, they may have changed this thing. Oh, I'm on the wrong site. So Jimmy, can you search for their page there? Does it let you do that?
Yeah. So I'll see if I can pull it up here live on the air.
Yeah, try to pull it up. It may or may not work. But here's the thing, you guys. What this tool does is it's a free way for you to get a grade with recommendations about how to make your Facebook page better. So Jimmy gave you guys some good advice on your Facebook page. I'm trying to give you guys some good advice. But there is a program that will actually analyze it and give you unbiased third-party advice. It's called Likealizer.
And I'm pulling it up right now. Let's see if we can get to work here. All right, cool.
Yeah, some days it works and some days it just goes a little slower.
I'm in that situation where we got now 45 tabs pulled up here.
Yeah, so there it is. So that's their page, but now this is on a third-party site that's just going to analyze it. It's fetching data, and it gives them a grade, and it shows them, hey, you did a good job here, and you need to be a little more active. Go down to the activity one, Jimmy. That one for me is always really useful. See how it actually breaks down, like how many posts they're doing? See how it actually breaks down the percentage of their posts that are photos versus links versus videos. Like this tool, Likealizer, is something every person watching should use today, because you can go through it in 10 minutes and it will really improve your Facebook page immediately. It's a free, simple, easy to use tool, Likealizer. But I did want to point that out, Jimmy.
Yeah, I love it. And I know we have some additional articles on this topic, Chris, that we'll pull up here in a second to help people do a little bit more research on their own. But I think what you just mentioned there is so true. This idea, the ability for people to go through and really obsess over all those little details. Like when you start to apply that to IG, to your website, to Facebook, to Google, like everything becomes consistent. And I think that's the opportunity a lot of people miss, is that they either don't have enough time or sort of get lost in the weeds, but the consistency really does matter, and it leaves a lasting impression there.
Jimmy, show one other thing. Pull up Sumo Rank. This is a website people don't know about.
Sure.
SumoRank.com. This is another great place to go to put in your Facebook page, and it will instantly analyze it. It'll tell you what your best posts are. It'll tell you what the best time of the day to post is. It'll tell you what your most engaging posts are. It'll tell you the kind of content that your fans enjoy consuming.
Yeah.
This is a really cool tool that you can look at all these pages, and it will also break them down, called Sumo Rank. So between Likealizer and Sumo Rank and the tips we just gave you guys, you should be able to make your Facebook page better right away. And I know, Jimmy, on our blog, we're talking today about Instagram, Facebook, and websites.
Yep.
And we're about to get into the websites, but the reality is that we are helping people through our blog with these types of tips every single day. So if you guys look at the screen, you're going to see an article there that we wrote about 7 ways to make your website better instantly.
Yeah.
You're going to see an article that we wrote, which is like what real estate agents need to know to get started on Instagram. You're going to see an article with how to target seller ads on Facebook. So if you guys are looking for like the written version of today's show, just go to curaytor.com/blog and you can find all of these articles and then some right on our website.